What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another classic WoW video for Season of Discovery. Now today we are watching Metagoblin's brand new video called Season of Discovery, Gold Seller Leaks Everything, and it's shameless. We're doing this in a brand new format because you guys have been really enjoying the reaction videos, but you've been asking me to be a little bit more transparent about the fact that we are reacting, so this is a new thumbnail kind of style that should really indicate the fact that we are reacting to something, and the title should also somehow indicate that is a reaction video, because you have been enjoying my reactions to videos, and I just want to make it more clear that it's a reaction video you're clicking on from the start. Now this one really hits close to home to me because I really enjoy farming gold in Classic WoW. I always have, and I don't really know where it comes from. I think it's the fact that when an expansion comes out, all the gear you have is really outdated, but the gold you have is still relevant. So for me, ever since OG Cataclysm back in the day, I've been really into gold making, and it's just been a fun kind of side thing to do, and at the same time I'm raiding, PvPing, playing the game, but farming gold and making gold has just been fun to do on the side, and it's something I've always been interested in. And after starting making content, I've been getting more and more into the whole botting aspect as well, and seeing how terrible botting is in the game, and just seeing how many bots there actually are, because when I'm just playing the game and just doing my raids and stuff, I don't really pay attention to that so much, but when I'm actively looking for them in the open world and being aware of the fact that they are doing stockades and Shadowfang Keep and stuff, like, the more aware I am of the botting issue, the more bots I see around, because I know how they behave, we know how they look like, you can easily identify them, and there's so many of them. But once again, this one is about a gold seller who leaks everything, probably how much he makes, and I want to see if there's any botting inside as well, or if there's any hacking, or just straight up gold selling. That's a long intro, but let's start the video here, boys, and see what he has to say. It's also a 15-minute video, plus I'll be stopping the video midway through and coming with my commentary and adding where I can add something. Okay, here we go.
Now, although the cool new abilities in Season of Discovery are fun for players to enjoy, unfortunately they also make the bots more powerful, therefore making these gold farms much more profitable, and the very small level cap in SOD makes the servers much more lucrative than any other previous version of World of Warcraft.
I do like that intro.
So far, Season of Discovery, without a shadow of a doubt, has been one of the best things Blizzard have done for a long time. It makes me very optimistic about the future of Classic WoW. But the problem is, since most people are enjoying the game in blissful ignorance, we are largely unaware of the dark gold selling underworld that is growing day by day. Yep. After talking to many long-term and experienced gold sellers myself, I can quite confidently claim that the situation is worse than anything we have seen on Wrath servers. There's a reason why there are so many clips of bot armies on YouTube, Reddit, and other sites. I've been lucky enough to thoroughly interview an active gold seller currently in action on the Season of Discovery servers. You see, there's a lot of inaccurate and overestimated information about gold selling. The comment sections and Reddit posts are further exasperating the mass confusion within the WoW community about the situation, still spewing absolute nonsense that I've debunked in previous videos months ago.
Okay.
But hopefully, that will all end today. You see, this is the main reason why Vostok, the gold seller I interviewed, has come forth, because he's quite frankly tired of people talking out of their ass. Today we will reveal the following: how do people set up bots and how do they work? What are the gold sellers doing in-game to make gold? The ins and outs of fly hacking instance farming? Why are there so many bots in SOD, and why is it even worse than Wrath? And lastly, we'll talk about how the true source of this dilemma is actually the players.
Got him. Documentary style videos are great, man. The edits as well, really good.
So there's a number of ways you can obtain a WoW gold farming bot. There's loads online that you can simply purchase with profiles for farming gold. Normally you pay for the bot software and also an unlocker to allow the program to work in-game. They're usually developed in China, Russia, and Germany. There are some publicly available online, but if you want the best bots with the best profiles for the best and exclusive gold farms, this exchange normally happens privately, since the gold farming community is a very closed off community, not unlike a crime organisation. You probably won't get inside the inner circle without building your own big botting infrastructure with the bots that are publicly available. You'll be contacted later by a more advanced bot developer when you grab their attention and establish yourself as a serious farmer. VoiceDoc was contacted by a more advanced bot developer from China. Following this exchange, he was given access to a bot he could infinitely use on a number of different accounts. You see, usually you have to pay for one bot per account if you're using publicly available bots online like Beneteau or GTBot. These will usually have a monthly fee, and you'll have to pay it with cryptocurrency, as the bot devs don't want to do refunds in case the bot stops working due to Blizzard implementing an update. Developing a bot is a very complicated process. It requires advanced programming, knowledge particularly in C++, and an in-depth understanding of how the WoW game client works. It has been
I'm getting a headache just looking at all that coding, man.
Described to me like a pyramid scheme. You need handfuls of devs that understand the game client and its anti-cheat aka warden system. In simple terms, they create unlockers that extend the game's functionality so that add-ons can be used for more than just modifying the UI. They do this by creating custom LUA code, like logic scripts for example to go and kill NPCs, loot this, do that. These people will sell their LUA scripts to other devs. If you've ever wondered why other MMOs really support custom add-ons, this is why. The game client is more exposed for exploitation. And then there are other devs who specialise in essentially outwitting WoW's anti-cheat system. So there's basically a community of different developers collaborating and selling their services in order to finally create a functional World of Warcraft bot.
I'm not gonna lie, dude, that was way more complicated than I thought, but alright. So chapter number 2 is how do they make gold? I'm guessing farming, but also we could probably see some fly hacking. I really want to see if we see some fly hacking and like how that entire thing works. I think it has to do with the Lua unlocker thing, but yeah.
So
Cultivation.
Why you were seeing so many bot armies run in and out of stockades or...
Because there's no clipping under the ground, bro. Right? No clipping under the ground, that way they can loot everything inside. And like they can pickpocket everything inside, they can loot the chest inside. There's so many things they can do.
Other locations. Most people still have this very inaccurate belief that every time Blizzard sees a bot, they see their $15 per month subscription fee. This really isn't the case, since in most cases botters don't pay a sub fee or pay very little. A former GM I interviewed, BPK, claimed that many botters use stolen credit cards and PayPal accounts to pay for the sub fee. By the way, in the description of his...
Yeah, but Blizzard still gets their money. And unless the person uses a chargeback, they still... Doesn't matter who pays. If they steal their dad's credit card then pay, Blizzard will still get their money. Unless the person does a chargeback.
Video there will be a link to a playlist of the Stranglethorn Vice series in case you have missed an episode.
Ooh.
And the offer method that Vostok has brought to my attention is purchasing cheap debit cards in Ukraine and Argentina. Let me explain this process. You see, Blizzard have a scheme to make WoW affordable in less economically progressed countries by reducing a fee in the local currency. So bot farmers purchase a short-term debit card with a bank from that country with enough of the local currency to pay for 1 month of subscription fee. This is normally equivalent to $5 to $7, but sometimes when the currency is very volatile, this could drop significantly, and therefore a bot farmer will purchase them in bulk for next to nothing. So Blizzard really don't make a lot of money from gold farmers, if anything. I mean, bots ruin the player experience and encourage players to unsubscribe. Bots are only a negative for Blizzard, and there's no...
Yes, I agree. Please. So can we ban the bots then? Can we ban the bots and get like an anti-cheat or something? If they don't make that much cash from the bots, then do a better job. Literally, I know that's like a dumb thing to say, and I know that like, just do this and do that. They have so much cash. I know it's in like an ever developing battle between the developers and the bot developers, but either way they can do more. I swear they can do more. With the budget they have and being a multi-dollar company, they can do more.
No way to conclusively work this out, but it's very likely result in a profit drop. By the way guys, I'm currently working all the way through the night to get this video finally done. It's taken a good month to get it finished.
6 in the morning?
So I would really appreciate it if you did subscribe to the channel. There's loads of subscriber only guides for Season of Discovery that you can check out also if you just go to my channel page. But anyway, let's carry on with the video.
I will leave a link to the video, by the way, in the description down below, and a pinned comment as well, so go and check out Metagoblin. If you haven't subscribed to him, please do so. He's putting in... I love this series, man. This is the first one that I'm reacting to, I think, but I love the series. It's been really good up until now, and I remember the first one. It was just so different, in a good way, and just the STV Vice as well, and doing the whole investigation kind of thing. It's a mini documentary for WoW, and it's really cool.
So what are the main in-game hustles in the Season of Discovery? What are the gold sellers doing? Let's go through this in a step-to-step process. So let's say Mr. Bot Farmer has got an account set up and he's in-game ready to go. Firstly, he's going to make a mage, and he's going to turn on a bot profile that's going to get him leveled up to level 25 as fast as possible. The main play is to get access to the Living Bomb and Living Flame ability, as these are great AoE abilities for farming instances. And at level 25, if they're playing Hold, they're going to be farming RFC, or if they're playing Alliance, they'll be farming Stockades for gold. Now how do they do this without dying, you may wonder. This is where the fly hack software comes into play, which works alongside the bot, using the same unlocking LOA scripts that we mentioned earlier. The fly hack tells the client that the player wants to go up on the Y-axis. This is controlled client side, and the fly hack has been developed in a way that the anti-cheat system does not automatically detect the hack. Essentially, there's a team of people developing fly hacks, and then there's a team of people on Blizzard's side developing a way to deter the fly hack, and they're constantly in a battle against each other. So the bot flies between two evade spots very quickly.
They're constantly in a battle between each other, and it's like the bot developers are winning all the time, bro. I don't feel like Blizzard are doing what they can, but then again, I don't really have any insight there. This is just a feeling that I have, because once again, the same things have been happening now since TBC Classic back in the day. Like if you just search online, you will see videos from fly hacks being done in TBC, the same way that it's being done now, and that's like, what, 2008? Or 2007 or 8. So the same thing has been happening for 16 years. 16 to 17 years. Yeah, I don't really know so much about the ongoing battle there, man. I think somebody has won. Or at least they've been winning for 17 years. And it's not Blizzard.
Dealing damage with AoE abilities between these two spots. This way the mobs don't reset or evade. They will all die, meanwhile the bot doesn't take any damage. Now, although the cool new abilities in Season Discovery are fun for players to enjoy, unfortunately they also make the bots more powerful, therefore making these gold farms much more profitable. And the very small level cap in SOD makes the servers much more lucrative than any other previous version of...
Yeah, because like they don't have to spend 100 hours leveling from 1 to 60. The barrier to entry right now for a gold farmer or a gold seller in this case, or a botter, whatever you want to call them, let's just say gold seller, the barrier to entry is so small. Leveling, if you have like a botting program, just a regular leveler would take 20 hours to go from level 1 to 25. So let's just say they do the same. I can do it in 12 to 14, depends on the class, but then again, they're following a program, so let's just say 20 hours. The barrier to entry then is botting for 20 hours. And then starting to rake in the profits. And if they're paying in local currency, they can get a monthly sub for about $2 to $3 to $4 per month. So the barrier to entry would be $2. If they're buying in bulk, $2 and 20 hours of played time. And then you just start raking in the gold and then selling that gold. By the level cap being 25, the barrier to entry is just so much smaller that even if they get banned every single day, or like every other day, they would still keep coming back, because it's always going to be profitable. It's only 20 hours of work to then start getting the profits. If the level cap was 60, which it will be eventually, the barrier to entry is like 10 times as big. They will have to level for so much more, so every time they get banned, it has a much bigger impact.
World of Warcraft. You see, for the life of a bot, there's two phases: the leveling time and the gold farming time.
There we go.
In SOD, this leveling time is very quick because bots can start making gold at level 25, and this only takes about 30 hours tops. Plus, in SOD, there's a huge demand for gold, and more IRL money can be made from smaller amounts of gold, especially compared to retail and Wrath. And this is why you are seeing so many bot armies in-game. The strategy gold farmers are using currently is a quick pump and dump strategy. Make as much gold before you get banned. To be fair to Blizzard, they are actually banning accounts very quickly in the ballpark of 2 to 3 weeks. But the problem is, because of the low level cap, gold farmers can make a lot of real life money quickly before they get banned. It's actually in the ballpark of $30 to $40 per day per account, and the number of bots people are running ranges from small timers doing.
They're banning a lot of bots. The only thing is they're not banning them quick enough, and they're doing it in like waves that are too long apart to where these bots, they make so much profit every single time. I did a similar kind of talk to a botter slash gold seller in Wrath that Metagoblin has been doing here, and he was botting on 250 accounts at the start of Wrath. He would get banned on about 1/3 of them every other week. Like roughly in that ballpark. He would get banned on 1/3 of his 250 accounts every 2 to 3 weeks. It really depended, right? So he didn't get banned on all the accounts. Like when there's a wave, which happens about every 2 weeks-ish, when that wave happens, it doesn't ban all the bots. It just bans a few of them. Let's say half, or 1/3, or a quarter. It's not like all the bots get banned every 2 or 3 weeks. It's only a few. And in his case, it was about 1/3 every single time. Roughly 1/3, so 2/3 survived. Just wanted to bring that up because I have been having a similar kind of talk to someone who was botting back then. I don't know if he still is. I haven't really talked to him since that point. But yeah, still. It just shows that it's really profitable, and it's kind of sad.
In about 12 accounts to the giants doing way over 450 accounts. You probably come across this clip of a Chinese bot farmer showing off his setup. What is happening here in this footage is it's from the launch of SOD, and he's using hunters to farm as much resources from the open world as possible. You see, when a server launches, you can make a lot of IRL money from very little gold. Most gold farmers don't actually use their own PCs. They rent virtual PCs cheaply from Russia for about $2 per day. They'll sometimes use more legit companies that are set up for general virtual machine usage, but since so many people are using virtual machines for gold farming, it has birthed a market for people who specialise in providing PCs for people who want to farm gold in MMOs. Therefore, the PC rigs themselves are optimised around more CPU than GPU power in order to better run the programs required for botting.
This rabbit hole goes so deep, man. So you have someone who's making profit from selling the gold. That's number one. You have someone who's making a profit from selling the bot programs at number 2. You have someone whose job is to make those bot programs, that's job number 3. Then you have different types of coding, so you have people that code the leveling process, people that code the gold farming progress, and people that code all of the Lua unlockers as well, like fly hacking, wall hacking, going under the ground. That's like different engineer jobs, and then you have people selling virtual machines and setting them up correctly, building them as well. Like, what is this? What is this? Like, what? This is way too much, man.
By the way, they don't do this to avoid getting IP banned or anything. Blizzard rarely IP ban people because it can cause complications when people have more than one WoW account in a single property, like for instance in student accommodation. They simply do it because it's cheaper than running a PC on your own electricity, since obviously different countries have cheaper energy costs. No doubt the war in Ukraine has influenced this. As we know from interviewing a former GM BPK, he confirmed that there are no GMs in the game actively looking for and banning bots. They basically just are ticket machines. They spend all of the time just responding to tickets, and barely actually going into the game. Instead, Blizzard have risk assessment teams that look at data intermittently to see when accounts have suspicious data, like for instance a player being too low on the y-axis of a Stockades instance that shouldn't be possible, and then the ban comes in. However, the other week, many bots were randomly teleported into the ocean to drown. You can see this in the screenshot that I'm providing, and this was shared from another gold farmer. Maybe this means Blizzard are in fact taking a more hands-on approach, but I can't confirm that. What I can confirm is that ever since I actually started making this series, many people in the gold farming industry have told me how it's getting much harder to turn over as much profit as they once did.
Okay.
And this is because Blizzard are taking the situation way more seriously and getting more strict, which proves that publicity of the issue is benefiting the game in the long run. So please share this video as many people as
This is something we've seen for quite a while. Like, if, for example, back in Classic WoW 2019, or I guess 2020, there were a lot of bots in the game, and we didn't really see any talk on Blizzard's part. They weren't even acknowledging the issue, until every single content creator and website, news, publishing, article, like everything possible, talked about the problem at the same time. I think I made a video, StaySafe made a video, Willie made a video, Asmongold reacted to Willie's video, and we had huge websites, because Classic WoW was popping off back then. This was around like the set G times, when a lot of people had some extra spare time due to something happening in the world, right? So you had to spend more time at home. A lot happened in a short time, and Blizzard had not acknowledged botting at all in Classic up until that point. They had just been ignoring the problem, maybe doing stuff internally, but hadn't made a post about botting until everything went public, and they had to like start publishing their results to repair like their damaged PR, because people were just calling it World of Botcraft, World of Botting, botting in Warcraft, all of those things, right? They had to show publicly that they were doing something after all of the negative feedback. So like, highlighting the issue is the way to go. That way we will force Blizzard to take more action and be more apparent as well. It's something they're doing really good now. They're making a monthly post, I think it is, monthly or weekly post or something, about how many bots they have banned, or like accounts they've banned that month. So at least we're having something.
as you can, and get as many of your favourite streamers to react to it, and also get them to turn their reaction into something permanent like a clip on YouTube. Ooh. I'm totally okay with streamers and other content creators doing this, because the more publicity that this video gets, the better it will benefit the game.
There we go.
Gold farmers are also finding the best way to approach the ban climate. Sometimes, for instance in SOD right now, the bans are coming quite fast, so the best strategy is to farm 24/7 and get as much gold before the ban. But sometimes a more subtle approach is better, for instance only farming 16 hours a day to evade a ban. We know that in the past, gold farmers have been able to get away with farming on Lich King Classic for months without getting banned.
The seed. Okay, And
now to address the elec in the room. There's a reason why there's so many gold farmers in Season of Discovery making a substantial profit, and it's because so many people are buying the gold. You see, there's a new novelty that incentivizes players to purchase more gold, and it is the GDKP. GDKPs are already dominating live servers.
I will say this, by the way, because I've been talking about GDKPs quite a lot on my stream, and also in videos from the past. I don't dislike GDKPs. I dislike the fact that it leads to people buying gold and selling gold, and it's a driving market for buying and selling gold. If there were no buying gold in the game, no selling gold in the game, no botting in the game, like if all those problems were fixed to the point where botting and selling gold was literally impossible, I would not mind GDKPs, because at that point you could farm gold in the game and buy an item with gold you've farmed. I don't mind that. Like, GDKPs by itself, not bad, but it has so many connotations to people buying gold and selling gold. For example, I have 6 real-life friends who's playing Season of Discovery and actively raiding in Season of Discovery. 4 of them are doing GDKPs. Guess what they all have in common? They buy gold. They work a real-life job. and they don't have too much time to play the game. They want to get gear. They buy gold illegally, of course, and they spend that gold in GDKPs. Then they log off, wait for the next raid, do the same thing. So all they're doing is raiding, spending their gold that they buy with real life cash, which it's just like, I don't know, it's a driving factor that a lot of people are doing this. A lot of like dad gamers who don't have all that time to spend on the game, or they just don't want to. They just want to do their thing, buy their gold, buy their gear, and keep moving forwards. I don't know. Yeah, I really wish gold buying would not be a problem, but it currently is.
Some days when I look at the LG bulletin board add-on, I see more GDKP runs than normal runs. The rise of this loot system in the Classic WoW raiding scene creates a vicious, never-ending circle, making the RMT world richer and richer. I'm not exclusively blaming people who buy gold, because obviously there are many parties at fault here, but if you buy gold, you should know that you're contributing to making the game worse for everyone else. The purchase of gold and a participation in GDKPs inflates server economies, and the consequence of this is now your casual dad game has to farm 5 hours a week for his raid consumes instead of just the 1 hour. You may not care about casual gamers, but they do take up a big portion of the player base, especially in Season of Discovery. So by buying gold, you are stabbing your fellow players in the back and shooting yourself in the face, because you are, in the long run, making the game worse for everyone. If that doesn't convince you to never buy gold again, you should know that I have been told rumours that there are many links between the world of RMT and the world of real-world crime. Apparently people use gold farming setups or some safe startup cash to then pursue purchasing drugs for resale, for instance, fraud by hacking bank accounts, websites, etc. And apparently it's also a very good way to launder illegally obtained cash, because people like to basically purchase a load of WoW gold and then resell it for cryptocurrency, and who knows where that that real life money has come from in the first place. Guys, Season of Discovery is well on its way to having an economy as fucked as Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Stop buying gold and stop doing GDKPs. Ciao.
Okay, that was a lot, man. Yeah, that was a lot. Holy. But a really good documentary, though. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was really, like, informative, really fun to watch, and it just, like, the edits made it all so smooth as well, to the point where he got the information across, he kept the pace moving, and he also just kept the attention. I really enjoyed that video, I really did. I've been enjoying the entire Stranglethorn Vice series, like the SCV Vice. I've really been enjoying everything. It's really like a documentary style video focusing on the botting aspect, gold selling aspect, gold making aspect, and everything else as well, just how deep the whole rabbit hole goes. And this one too, it's not only gold selling. He talked about gold selling, GDKPs, the connotations, how it led to like other stuff as well, selling for crypto, doing other things. So much. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below if you enjoyed me reacting, and please go check out Metagoblin's video as well if you haven't done so already, and give his video a like and subscribe to his channel. Once again, the links will be down below in the video description and the pinned comment. That's what I have for you today. It's been 28 minutes of me reacting to this, and it was a 15-minute video, so I think I've added a little bit of my own thoughts as well. Like, once again, I have talked to a botter / gold seller before, and it really like makes sense to me. Everything here does make sense to me based on the information that I personally have. Like, I've been looking at their stuff through screen shares and looking at how it's done, plus he told me how much money he made, and once again, he was botting on 250 accounts at the start of Wrath Classic. If people make more gold in SOD, the barrier to entry is smaller in SOD, yeah, I can just imagine how much money they're making. Either way, once again, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. If you enjoyed me reacting and watching my videos and reacting to stuff, then subscribe to my channel as well. Down below, we're getting close to 50k. That is absolutely mental. Thank you all so much, and thank you for watching. I'll see you again very soon.